Well, that's unfortunate. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Vini. Here we talk about like fashion and lifestyle. So if you're interested in that, make sure to subscribe. Today it's another photo shoot vlog, but I wanted to show you guys something a little bit different at the end. I'm gonna show you how I edit my photos for Instagram. I always keep the same style. Sorry for the mess in the background, like it's bothering me on the shot, but I'm too lazy to get up and fix it. I'm gonna show you guys how to make a photo look like, not like it was taken on film, but like it has like the vintage aesthetic. I don't know how to explain it. I actually got up at like almost noon today. I went to the gym first thing in the morning, and then I came back home, ate some lunch, actually doing a diet that's a little bit different for me. I'm kind of feeling weird with the diet, like it's really easy to follow, but the problem is in the last like 3 weeks I've been eating a lot of sugar, and now I suddenly stopped. My energy levels are a little bit, how can I say it, weird. But then I took a shower and now we're here. It's already like almost 4 p.m. and it looks like it's gonna rain, so I think we're gonna have to adapt a little bit for the photos. Now let's go to the bathroom. Sorry for the lighting because it's really bad. If I turn it off, it looks like it's almost nighttime, so I prefer to leave it on. Okay, so let's start with the skincare. The cleanser that I've been using is this one from CeraVe. For normal to oily skin, I'm gonna be putting on moisturizer. This one is from Nivea. It's cheapest moisturizer that you can buy, and I just put about this amount, put it around my face. I don't know how to be like gentle with my skin. Like I know that people put on like moisturizer almost tapping. I don't know how to do with that. Put a little bit on my neck as well. Now we're gonna go with sunscreen. The thing is, I told my dermatologist that she was trying to recommend me like 7 different products for like a routine, but if I have a lot of products to put on my face, I usually don't do because I'm lazy. So I usually just put on moisturizer and the sunscreen. Where the fuck is my sunscreen? This one's from Neutrogena. Everyone on the internet is saying that you should put on like full spoon size amount. I'm not gonna do that. It takes such a long time to remove the white cast from most sunscreens, and if I put that much on, it's gonna take me like an hour. The thing is, the more that I stretch my face, the more wrinkles I'm gonna get, so it's kind of counterintuitive. I have like very deep expression marks, especially in my forehead. So when I get to like 30 years old, I'm gonna be like extremely wrinkly. So I'm trying to prevent that. That's pretty much it for the skin. Now I'm gonna brush my teeth, organize my stuff, and leave. It's very cloudy. It's not the best day to take pictures in, but we kind of need content for Instagram. We're gonna have to work with what we got and see where that takes us. Probably doesn't even show. I really like caffeine, but I'm very sensitive to it, and I realized that drinking coffee is not really my thing. It doesn't work with my body. I think that the problem is the caffeine, but at the same time, when I drink an energy drink, I don't feel the same side effects of it. I can sleep pretty well. Of course, I feel like agitated and a little bit more energized. Some of them kind of taste better than coffee, even though I really like coffee. It looks like tea or like beer. It gives me like a little pump of energy. So I'll see you guys when I get to Marina's place.
A few moments later.
Make up your mind. Vini, ele vai me fotografar aqui.
Okay, so we just got to the place where we're gonna take pictures at. I think I'm only gonna take her pictures here. My clothes are very like, how can I explain it? A lot more city-like. I think I'm gonna take my pictures at her house afterwards. Maybe at night, maybe with flash, I don't know. It's a pretty cool view. Yeah.
Hello, you.
We're kind of waiting for the sun to come out. It's starting to come out right now.
Sentindo estranho, todo mundo de branco e eu de preto, irmão. Não, algo de errado não está certo. Eu estou com depressão. Cala a boca. Guys, I have something to tell you. I have a boyfriend. And I'm doing this photo shoot here today with Vini. And this place is crowded with brides. Take a look. I was looking around and Vini told me, Mari, you're gonna be taking pictures with this sparkling candle, and they got pictures with flowers and everything. I think I'm gonna break up with my boyfriend today because something's really wrong in this situation. I don't know.
Which is probably your age.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. Okay, but I respect, but I kind of want this, but I don't know.
Not. So yeah, that's her dating life in a video.
Sim, vai ficar bem escuro e aí minha foto vai ficar no branco.
My teeth look really yellow.
Olha, Vini! Aqui, Vini. Ó!
Several days later.
Hi guys, so it's been a couple of days, I think it's been almost a week since I've shot the first part of this video. After the sunset shoot that we did on that like beautiful space, she has already posted some of the pictures. I'm gonna put it right here. Probably some of the best pictures that I've ever taken of her in my entire life. We went to her house and we took some pictures of me. And after that, we actually just ended up drinking some wine and eating some pizza. My storage was running low and I didn't think about shooting anymore on that day. I promised you guys that I would show you guys how I edit my photos, so here it is. Every single Instagram photo that I post, I edit on my phone. If I have like a photography job or something a little bit more serious, I usually edit on my laptop. But the thing is, when you edit on your laptop, the screen technology is a little bit different from your phone. So every single time that I transfer it to my phone, it looks a little bit different. So I prefer to edit straight from the phone. It just makes my life easier. Okay, so I use an iPhone. I used to have a Galaxy Note in the past, but I have a MacBook as well, so it's a little bit harder to transfer files or everything like that. So I changed to the iPhone. I think the camera quality is a little bit better. I'm using a 10R. It's not the newest iPhone. You don't need the newest iPhone to get good pictures. I think the Smart HDR from this phone is already really good, so there's no need for more than that, at least in my opinion. So here we are on my photo gallery. In this case, I actually put all of the photos from that day into a folder. So we're gonna open that right now. I was wearing a very bright outfit. The idea behind it was a very 80s inspired with the colors and the print on the shirt. We wanted to take the pictures on somewhere that was a little bit less crowded and didn't have that much information because the clothing already felt information heavy. The thing that I'm gonna do right now is choose my favorites. Okay, so now that I've chosen all of my favorites, I go into my favorites folder and I simply select all of the ones that I've chosen and put them inside of Lightroom. All of the pictures are gonna simply show up in there and makes my life a little bit easier. The thing is, I like this very vintage inspired look to my photos. I don't use prequel. I used to use that. I think they have like great options for very specific types of photos. It just didn't fit my aesthetic that well anymore. My editing process is very simple. I usually finish editing my photos in probably 10-15 minutes max. I don't use Facetune anymore. I used to do that. It messed up with my head. Strictly use Lightroom. I have this really great picture that Mariana took of me. It looks really cool. I have the wine glass on my hands. That gives a little bit more like to the photo. Like I'm not doing anything. I'm drinking and thinking about playing the piano. I always use the same preset. I'm gonna put a link to my Google Drive and you guys can get that preset to use on your phone as well, so that you can get the exact same look as the one that I'm getting. It doesn't work properly with like all of the photos that I take. There isn't a preset that does that, but I always adjust it to my liking and to the way that I want my photos to look like. I click the presets button and I have like these three, but I only use one of them, which is the film one. It automatically adjusts the entire photo. Here we can see that it's a little bit bright. It took away a lot of the saturation from the photo. So we're gonna bring that back. The first thing that I do is go to the light adjustments and I bring down the exposure to get a sense of what it should look like. I bring a little bit of the contrast up, but not a lot. I like that faded look. If I need to bring down the highlights or bring up the shadows, I do that, but I don't think it's necessary for this photo. Now we go to colors. This is what changes the look for me the most in a photo, is the warmth and the tint. It's a little bit on the warmer side, so I play around with it a little bit to see what looks a little bit better on the photo. I think it's a little bit better on the cooler side on this one. And I don't really like green photos, so when I play with the tint, I always like bring it to the right side so it looks a little bit more rosy. Already looks a little bit better. The thing is, the blue is very unsaturated and very bright. We're gonna go to the mix button, go to the blue section. I'm bringing the saturation a little bit up, the luminance a little bit down, so that you can still see like the details and the colors from my shirt. I don't play around with effects. The preset brings the clarity a little bit down. Details, sometimes I bring up the sharpening, but I also do that on the Instagram app when I'm gonna post it. So that's pretty much it. The thing that saves my life is this preset that I created like 3 years ago. Then I crop my photos. I put the 4:5 aspect ratio. I play around a little bit with the proportions of the photo. This is the final look. This was before, this is after. As you can see, it's really simple. Lightroom doesn't really have to be like complicated. A lot of people are afraid afraid of Lightroom because I think VSCO is a lot easier, but I prefer Lightroom. You have like a lot more control over your image. We took some other photos from that day, but they are all indoors with a ring light. I wanted to bring a photo that we took outside so that you can see how I would edit that type of photo with the same preset. Now let's go to a photo that I actually took a few days ago with another friend of mine, and I think it looks really cool. Okay, so here we go again, presets button, film, and then it already changes the photo completely. I think it's a little bit harsh on this one. Go into the light, bring down the exposure, bring down the contrast a little bit, bring up the shadows a little bit. Now we're going to color. I want a cooler tone so that it looks cloudy, as it was, but sometimes the photos doesn't really capture the reality. A little bit more of the magenta tint. It's looking a little bit better right now. Now we're going to mix the blue once again because it washed out all of the blue from the sky, and bring down the luminance a little bit, bring up a little bit of the saturation. You have to be careful when it comes to blue because a lot of the times white is recognized by the camera as blue. So if you bring up the saturation a lot, like I'm gonna do right now, it messes up the shirt. So I always try to control the blue in a very careful way. The same with orange because it messes up with the skin color, you know. Now we're going to the orange part. Bring down a little bit the saturation because I think my skin is very orange. This is looking pretty cool. Now we're gonna crop it, put it on the 4:5 aspect ratio, and that's pretty much it. This is the photo. I think it looks really cool. This is literally the technique that I use to edit all of my Instagram photos. Sometimes when I have like a pimple, I use the spot removal function on Lightroom in itself, so I don't really use any other apps. I don't smoothen my skin. I think that editing your face and your body to what you would want to look like, it's not that helpful to your mental health. It really did create a lot of insecurities. The thing is, to me, if the photo is good, the photo is good. I'm not gonna edit it to an extreme just to make it Instagram worthy. If I don't like the photos, I just simply don't post them. I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog, and I hope you guys enjoyed my editing tutorial. I'll see you guys in the next video. Please make sure to subscribe, click the like button, and turn on post notifications, and I'll see you guys in the next one.